Washington, we never expected this was going to have much detail, much concrete, if you like, activity in it. But have they dodged it? Have they basically put it off to another day?
Well, Richard, the meeting today was significant indeed, and those who attended the meeting are all credible organizations who have contributed to the well-being of civil aviation. That's a fact. However, I hope that this meeting or the task force that was announced today does not end up becoming just another task force. My only concern is, which I would have liked to see being done differently, is to invite some governmental bodies like the European Union and the major aviation powers like the US FAA.
But fundamentally, they talk about the need to share more information, the need to have better intelligence, the need to have better communication up and down the chain. They seem to be saying, though, the system isn't broken.
The system is broken, Richard. The system is broken because we have a broken aviation regulatory regime. We don't have an even and balanced aviation regulatory system in the world. The regulatory component of it is critical. However, we have a system that we can make it work if those good organizations that met today put their efforts together, and they are competent organizations, they're professionals.
But let me jump in here, because MH17 in many ways is the extreme horrific example of when it goes wrong. But we have an example last week of, for example, Tel Aviv, where Israel said it's safe, FAA said it wasn't, some airlines flew, other airlines didn't. We have an example right now where Emirates is withdrawing its routes over Iraq in the process of, but other airlines are flying. Doesn't any task force need to look at the nature of these, if you like, the pick and mix scenario?
The fact that we have so much chaos, airlines or carriers saying that we're flying over Iraq, others are saying we're not flying over Iraq. That by itself, that shows you that we have a problem. Or carriers saying that we want to hold the bull from the horns and lead the process for risk management. That's a dangerous thing to do. That also is another indication that the system is broken. We have too many voices in the international aviation community, but we don't have one credible voice. That voice should be represented by the International Civil Aviation Organization in partnership with good organizations like IATA, CANSO, and even Airport Council International. Those are professional groups. Unfortunately, without a political will, a worldwide political will, there's so much those good organizations can do. But I assure you, Richard, the fact that we have so much confusion, the system is broken. In fact, we have been discussing aviation security in the last 2 weeks since the dawning of MH17 in a totally confusing manner. The aviation security that ICAO and IATA do is not the same aviation or risk or threat to civil aviation as we saw in MH17.
We will leave it there for the moment. We'll talk more about this with you in the future as that panel comes along and the task force. And there'll be a major summit of the world's airlines and the organizations involved. That'll be in February of next year. In a moment, the days of Vladimir Putin getting cozy with Western leaders